Hi, I'm Yorkshire Kris and welcome to Exotic Gardening Weekly. Have you bought a red banana, Ensete banana or Ethiopian banana by another name this year and you don't know what to do with it over winter? In this video I'll go through all the different options and explain which is the best option for you. Now, Ensete bananas, Ethiopian bananas, the red bananas, or in this case, the green Ensete bananas. These are tender plants that can't really be left outdoors in most of the UK and the rest of Europe as well. So if you bought one this year, chances are you've got a decent sized plant now and you're thinking, what do I do with it over winter? Well, I've put together a bit of a flow diagram with yes or no options, and by answering those questions you can see which is the best option for you for overwintering your banana, because we've all got different sort of facilities. Some people have greenhouses, some people don't, some people live in a warm location, some people don't. So there's lots of different options, so we'll go through them one by one, and hopefully by answering yes or no to the questions I pose you'll get to the right sort of storage solution for you. And I've put together a flow chart as well, and I'll do a link in the description below where you can click on the link, you can follow the flow chart, and you can also work out which is the best option for you. So we'll start at the beginning. First question is, your Ensete banana, are you growing it in a pot or have you planted it out in the ground? If you've planted it out in the ground, do you like taking chances and do you live somewhere pretty warm, such as coastal Cornwall, inner city London? If so, and you want to take the chances, you can basically leave it in the ground all year and it will look pretty ropey come spring, lots of dieback on all the leaves. But if you do know that you live in a very mild location and you've seen other people grow these bananas, it will come back in spring if you're basically in a frost-free location. Now, for most of the UK and most of Europe, you're not going to be in a completely frost-free location, and chances are you won't be able to leave it out. But if you're one of the lucky people that are, then you can just leave it, don't protect it whatsoever, and it will come back. So you've planted it out in the ground and it's got to a big size such as this one here. Then how are you going to protect it come winter? Well, you're going to have to dig it up, and you dig it up and then you've got a few more options what you do with it depending on what facilities you have. If you have a heated greenhouse or a heated conservatory, then you can dig it up and basically keep it as a large basically house plant if you've got the room. Most people don't have that room. So if you don't have the room, what are your options? Well, you can dig it up and you can remove most of the roots, and you can then pot it up into compost and put it on a heat mat and let it re-root, chop most of the leaves off as well for the space over winter, and put it into a heated greenhouse that's kept above 10 degrees. Okay, so if you've got a greenhouse kept above 10 degrees, then you can basically take it out of the ground, remove most of the compost, chop it back quite a lot, and then put it on the heat mat to get the roots going, sort of October, November time, and then you can sort of you can go ticking over, sort of semi-dormant over winter. If you don't have a heated greenhouse and a heat mat, then you've got other options. So what you can do is you can dig it up and think how big it is. If it's more than 40 centimetres in circumference, then what you can do is dry store it. And I've done plenty of videos on this. I'll do a link above and in the description below for my old videos where I talk in depth of how to do the dry storing process. I go through basically what to do, why you do it, and all the minute details of how to dry store an Ensete banana. So I won't go through that here, I'll just go through the options. So if you've got a greenhouse above 5 degrees, but ideally above 10 degrees at heat, then you can dry store it. If you don't have a greenhouse, you can take your dry stored prepared banana and you can put it in a loft, you can put it in a room in your house, you can put it in a cupboard, you can put it into a attached garage, but not really a detached garage, because what you want to do is keep it above 5 degrees in winter dry stored, because if it goes lower than that for too long, you've got a decent chance it'll rot away. Not always, it can go down to freezing on occasion, but they want to be above 5 degrees. And if you've got it in a house, they don't mind being 15, even 20 degrees, because what will happen is they'll try to grow a little bit, but because there's no water, they won't grow, and they'll sort of stay dormant until spring, when you get through and you start watering it and pot them up. So if the circumference is less than 40 centimetres, so basically if you can get your hands, big hands, around the base of the banana, what you can do is treat it as a house plant. If you try to dry store one with a very small circumference, then it can be dry stored for a couple of months, a few months, but it'll dry out too much and it won't come back in spring very easily. You'll get a very sort of lethargic plant basically. It won't want to spring back into life because it's dried out too much. If it's over 40 centimetres in diameter, you can dry store it and it will stay dormant for a good 6 months, even longer. So unfortunately, if it's less than 40 centimetres, I would recommend that you treat it as a houseplant in your house. You might have to deal with the pests like aphids in winter, so you have to wipe them off. You don't have to shower them off in the shower from time to time, things like that. So they're a bit more annoying to get through winter if it's only a small plant, but that's your best option. Now, if it's a potted plant that you've grown all year, then you've got different options, and we'll go through them now. So if you've kept your Ensete banana potted, like this one, or even if it's a really big potted specimen, then you've got different options for overwintering. If it's a small specimen like this one's got a really small trunk, you need to keep it sort of growing over winter, so keep it as a house plant, so above 10-15 degrees in the house. But you might have a much bigger potted plant and you're thinking, I don't want to bring it into the house, so you do have other options. If you've got a greenhouse, if you've got heated conservatory, then you can bring it in there, and provided it doesn't go lower than sort of 5 degrees, it'll be totally fine, sort of kept dormant, not watered over winter, and then it will come back in spring. If you disturb the roots and try potting it or dry storing it or messing about with it, then you've got less chance of getting through winter, and you need to keep it at warmer temperatures. So if you've got it in a pot, then basically just bring it in without messing about with the soil or digging it up or anything like that. Just as long as it's above 5 degrees, then it'll be fine. Ideally over 10 degrees, so try to keep it somewhere a bit warmer. Worst comes to the worst and it's potted, you can put it somewhere completely dark, so it can go into a garage as well, and it'll be totally fine over winter, provided it's a frost-free garage, so above 5 degrees, which for most people will be any attached garage, so a garage that's attached to the house. A detached garage will go below 5 degrees in most winters for most of the UK, and these may not come back from those temperatures. So I've tried to keep this video pretty short, pretty concise, just basically going through the options so you can see which is best for you. For more detail of the actual practicalities of going through these options, and you can check out my overwintering Ensete videos, and all my other overwintering videos are in the playlist on my Kris Exotic Gardening YouTube channel. And if you've not subscribed and you want to subscribe to see all my latest videos, then please do so below and give it a thumbs up. I make these videos every single week, so I go through overwintering videos just before winter, and then we have weekly videos of other tasks to do in the garden and updates on my garden as well. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching Exotic Gardening UK, Yorkshire Weekly. Join me next week where we're doing more in the garden.